Golden Valley is a cursed village in California where children are mysteriously never born. In 1977, a couple arrives in this village for work and discovers the truth behind this curse. Based on spine-chilling true events, the movie is Madres. That night, Diana is alone at home. She doesn't know why the baby is crying so much. As she tries to quiet the child, there is a sudden sound at the door. It sounds like a woman laughing. Her eyes scan the darkness for the source. Just then, the baby stops crying and vanishes into thin air. As Diana searches frantically like a madwoman, she wakes up with a jolt. It was all just a dream. The year is 1977. Diana is moving from Los Angeles to the small California village of Golden Valley with her husband, Beto. Beto has been promoted to manager after working for a farming company for 5 years. This is a milestone that has never happened in their family before. The company has sent him here for a new assignment. Diana is pregnant, so it is time for them to get everything settled. They are a Mexican-American couple. Because of that, it took Diana some time to add just to Beto's family and culture. Furthermore, she hasn't mastered Spanish very well yet. The beautiful environment of the village should help Diana write. She's a writer by profession. Beto's company has provided an old but large house for them. After touring the house and liking it, they head out for lunch in the afternoon. In the meantime, they can get to know the local area. They visit Anita's shop to buy items for decorating the new house. While introducing herself, Anita looks at Diana strangely, as if she is trying to say something. Before they leave, Anita gifts a necklace to Diana and the baby. Beto has added just to this new place very well, because he grew up in a place like this. At night, while they are talking about this, Beto hears a sound near the garden storage room. When Beto goes to check, it seems like someone ran off into the dark. Beto tries to peer through the foggy darkness with the light of a lantern but sees nothing. However, someone was watching him from a distance. The next day, after joining work, Mr. Thomas explains the tasks and introduces the workers. Among the workers is a husband and wife named Ernesto and Marisol. During the day, Diana speaks with her sister Veronica and her mother. They did not really approve of her moving here. While talking on the phone, Diana's gaze shifts toward the storage room. It looked like someone in red had just walked in. Out of curiosity, Diana goes inside and checks the items. Beside the red cloth, she finds a box. Inside were a children's music box, a necklace, a diary, paper cuttings, and some photos. These once belonged to a woman named Teresa. Suddenly, the door slams shut. When Diana somehow breaks the door and escapes outside, she sees something hanging in a small sack on the tree in front. Upon shaking it, bird eyes fall out from inside. Diana flees in terror. After Beto returns from work and she tells him, he thinks children did this as a prank. Regardless, Beto changes the subject and says they are invited to a barbecue party at the end of the week. The rest of the community will also gather there. On that day, they have a lot of fun eating and socializing. But because everyone was speaking Spanish, Diana felt completely isolated. After meeting Gabriela, Diana praises her necklace. She learns that Anita gave it for her and the baby's good luck and protection. However, the notable thing is that no one here has a child except Rosa. Because of this, everyone considers her lucky. Rosa is planning to have a second child, but she doesn't know what God's will is. Thomas offers Diana a homemade drink called agua fresca. Since she likes it very much, Thomas sends a large jar of agua fresca to Beto's house. The next day, Anita comes to meet Diana and gives her that necklace for her protection. Upon seeing it, Diana realizes it looks exactly like Teresa's necklace. When she asks for the address to return the items, Anita ignores the question. She insists that Diana wear the necklace. Supposedly, it is vital for the protection of pregnant women in this area. But Diana refuses the offer and closes the door. During the day, while going through Teresa's things, she finds an old paper cutting in the diary. It mentioned the Golden Valley fever. While Diana is studying these intently, she suddenly sees a hand in the mirror of the music box. She falls over in fear and loses consciousness. Beto takes her to the doctor and learns that nothing serious happened. it was just a cramp brought on by fear. However, the doctor says she should stay here tonight for observation. Diana was not familiar with such a hospital before, because besides the doctor, there are only two nurses taking care of everything. One is the night nurse Carol, and the other is the day nurse Molly. Dr. Bell informs her he will do a routine checkup next week and says goodbye. Beto wanted to stay the night, but according to clinic policy, no guests are allowed. At night, Diana suddenly hears the sound of crying from the next bed. She goes and asks Marisol if she should call the doctor. Marisol screams, repeating the words "la maldition" several times. Just then, the nurse arrives, tells Diana to go back to her bed, and takes control of the situation. The next day, Diana asks Marisol about the previous night. Marisol is surprised because, due to strong medication, she remembers nothing. When she asks Beto about La Maldition, he says it means the curse. Back home, Beto gives Diana some research papers about this town found in Teresa's diary. Perhaps Diana wanted this deep down, so it didn't take long for her to get lost in the pages of research. According to the diary entries and information from several paper cuttings, the workers of this town suffer from a strange fever. Its name is valley fever. The first symptom is a rash or itching. She has noticed this on her own hand for the past few days. Suddenly, she hears the music box playing in the next room. The box is placed on the baby's bed. As she turns back after closing it, Diana screams in terror at the sight of a horrifying apparition. Everything seemed to pass by in a blurred frenzy. Later, Diana meets Anita and shows her Teresa's research papers. She says the farmers or garden workers here are using certain pesticides on crops that are harmful to humans. It could even kill the people working with it. But after uncovering all the mysteries, why did she suddenly disappear? However, if Anita tells everyone about the pesticide issue right now, hopefully they will listen, because everyone here trusts her word. But Anita ignores everything, looks at the rash on Diana's hand, and says you have also fallen victim to this curse. Actually, this area has been cursed from the beginning, and this is not a made-up story. But when Diana refuses to believe it, Anita says she never even went to work in the fields. Then how did Diana become a victim of this disease while staying at home? To tell the truth, Diana does not have the answer to this question either. So after returning home, she tells Beto about this and requests him to get Thomas's help to inform everyone about the pesticides. But for workers to stop working based on this tall tale from a newly transferred manager is purely foolish. Additionally, Beto hasn't seen anyone get sick with his own eyes. He hasn't even become sick himself. The argument between the husband and wife escalates and turns into a conflict over language. Because Diana is American, she hasn't mastered Spanish even after marriage, and now she is learning Spanish for this unknown girl named Teresa. She is making a request to Beto that might even cost him his job. As the tension between the two increases, Diana suddenly loses consciousness due to a panic attack. Afterward, Dr. Bell comes to check and says she has had an allergic reaction. When Diana brings up the pesticides, she is surprised to learn that Bell himself believes in the curse of Golden Valley. He says when he first came here, many people used to come to him with the same symptoms. Symptoms like weakness, lethargy, losing focus on work, coughing, and hallucinations, all of which starts with a rash. Dr. Bell says sadly that everything in this world cannot be explained by science. There are many events that exist outside the scope of science. Therefore, Bell advises them to pray regularly and tells them to come for a checkup next week before leaving. The next day, sitting dejectedly at work, Beto asks his assistant if anyone working here has been a victim of pesticides. Instead, the man gives a surprising answer. No, sir, only the women get sick, not the men. That is why we all go to Anita to stay protected from the curse. On the other hand, Diana takes the number of the Golden County Clerk's office and goes straight there to gather information about Teresa and Golden Valley. However, the mystery that emerged was shocking, because the birth rate of Mexican children in Golden Valley has been plummeting over the past few years, and the side effects of the pesticides are only affecting pregnant women. Diana realizes that the farm's pesticides are harmful to pregnant women. It is even causing them forced sterilization. The exact same thing happened in Arvington, a town next to Golden Valley, where the birth rate of Mexican children had decreased drastically within a few years. However, Arvington has found a solution in the last 5 years, due to which their birth rate has improved. Along with this, Diana learns from old records that Teresa died long ago during childbirth. Coming home, Diana explains all this clearly to Beto. She explains why the birth rate of Mexican children is decreasing here. This is not a lie because they saw it clearly at the party. Among all the Mexican women they know, no one has a child except Rosa. Then what does Arvington have that is solving their problem? But Beto doesn't believe Diana's words, because even Ernesto, an old-timer in the area, says there is a curse on this town. Consequently, having no other way, he performs a ritual purification at night, which is commonly called warding off the evil eye. In this process, an egg is used. It has to be kept under the pillow all night while sleeping. If blood comes out after this egg breaks in the morning, then Diana is cursed. In the middle of the night, Diana wakes up from worry and checks the egg in the kitchen. She is truly horrified because there was blood inside it. Diana never believed in these things, but is what she saw today a lie? Just then, hearing a sound from the garden, she sees a fire burning in front of the big tree. With one call to Beto, Diana heads out with a knife in hand. There is a mysterious, deathly silence all around. Suddenly, a drop of blood falls on Diana's shoulder. She looks up with fearful eyes and is startled, because those bird eyes hanging in the small sack were suddenly bleeding. Suddenly feeling someone's touch behind her, she swings the knife and Anita recoils with a bloody hand. Furious, Diana shouts, luring Teresa back, hanging bird eyes near the house. "So all this is you're doing?" Anita tries to calm her down and explain that all this was done for her protection. But nothing gets through to Diana. Meanwhile, Beto arrives and tries to handle the situation. Due to extreme stress, Diana starts bleeding and is admitted to the hospital. She regains consciousness in the bed. That necklace given by Anita is hanging from her neck. She hears a strange, hauntingly beautiful melody, as if it is drifting from far away like a siren's call. Diana follows the song. She sees a terrifying version of Teresa standing in the dark corridor holding a baby. With a trembling voice, Diana asks, "What do you want?" Teresa tries to signal something by pointing her finger. Diana runs in fear. After opening one door after another, Teresa finally forces her to enter the authorized personnel room. She peers through the door of the adjacent room. Marisol is screaming. Nurse Carol is forcing her to sign a paper for her baby. Marisol begs them to inform her husband, but they are ignoring her completely. If she doesn't sign this, they say they won't allow any doctor or medical checkup. Both mother and baby might die because of this, so the decision is now up to Marisol. Finally, having no other choice, Marisol signs the paper. Diana, standing at the door, is in total disbelief. Quietly returning to her bed, she tells Beto everything. She tells him to go to Arvington tomorrow and find out everything about the pesticides from the current doctor. No matter what, their baby must not be harmed. That night, Marisol's delivery happens in secret. The baby didn't survive. The helpless mother's scream and the father's hidden grief. Everything is being swallowed by the mystery of Golden Valley. Meanwhile, Beto meets Dr. Nelson at the Arvington Medical Clinic. He learns that when he first came to the city, he found no reason for the decrease in the Mexican birth rate. Rather, everything returned to normal after he arrived. Whatever happened was during the tenure of the previous doctor, Dr. Bell. Beto is shocked upon hearing the name, because Dr. Bell is now in charge of the hospital in Golden Valley. Beto calls Diana from his office, tells her everything, and tells her to get out of the hospital immediately. Diana would have done exactly that. But due to some unknown pull, Diana enters Dr. Bell's private office. She searches the room and uncovers a hidden stack of records, which reveal the dark mystery of Golden Valley: racism. We are all more or less familiar with this word. Countless lives have been destroyed by racial hatred. Over time, many Mexican immigrants established their homes in this region of Golden Valley. However, to prevent them from expanding their families, the sterilization of women was carried out. This means that as a result of this process, women will never be able to conceive. But is it that simple? Because even if the first child is born, their families can still grow. But no, the matter is even more sinister. Diana keeps flipping through one Mexican woman's medical record after another. Except for one person, no one here has a child. Everyone is clinging to the false hope of motherhood. Finally came Teresa's record. She had reportedly died from excessive blood loss during a forced sterilization. Suddenly, someone comes from behind and knocks Diana unconscious. When she regains consciousness, she sees her hands and feet tied. Standing in front of her are Dr. Bell and his two nurses. To prevent Mexican immigrant women from having more children, Dr. Bell and his two colleagues have been performing these heinous sterilizations without anyone's knowledge, due to which many newborns and women have lost their lives. And for this reason, during the time he was in charge of Arvington previously, the birth rate of Mexican children had also plummeted there. However, how are some babies dying even before birth? And what is the mystery of Golden Valley fever that has still planted fear in their minds? Since Diana has learned everything, Dr. Bell asks if she has told anyone else. But when Diana refuses to speak, Dr. Bell goes to strike her. Just then, Beto lunges in from behind. A struggle breaks out between the two. As he tries to kill Beto and escape with Diana, a bullet pierces through his shoulder. Standing behind with a gun is Beto's boss, Mr. Thomas. In a calm voice, Thomas asks Diana, "Who told you to go around playing hero instead of quietly drinking the medicine?" Diana was stunned for a few seconds. Only one name came to mind, the agua fresca. With this, the secret of Golden Valley's curse and the mystery of the lost babies were finally revealed. Actually, the women of this town were never harmed by pesticides or curses. Rather, it was all the effect of the agua fresca. Whenever a new Mexican immigrant family came here, they were invited to a party for a get-together. And there, women were targeted through the agua fresca juice, whether it was through hospitality or a gesture of friendship. Mr. Thomas would fill a large jar with agua fresca and send it to their house. And it was laced with poison. This substance didn't act immediately like other toxins. Instead, it built up inside the body and caused complications for women's pregnancies. As a result, even if a baby was conceived, they would die during childbirth or before delivery. Even those who survived this poison and went to the town's only clinic for delivery, Dr. Bell would make them sign a contract, under which, after one baby is delivered, they will be sterilized, meaning forced sterilization. As a result, Mexican immigrants will never be able to grow their families. According to Thomas, the more poor Mexican immigrants enter this area, the more poor children they will bring into the world, because they can never provide their children with a high-end, sophisticated lifestyle, which, according to them, would negatively impact American society. In other words, Dr. Bell and Thomas are extreme racists. As Thomas finishes speaking and levels the gun at Diana, she closes her eyes and starts humming that familiar tune of Teresa. Just then, Teresa's spirit haunts Thomas. Taking advantage of the moment, Diana pushes him. A sharp branch pierces through his chest and neck, killing him. Thomas's body lies on the ground, and standing in the darkness beside is Teresa, with a faint but peaceful smile on her face. Slowly bidding Diana a final farewell, she fades into the air. Overcoming the curse of the mysterious Golden Valley fever, Diana helps Beto up. That night would become the most unforgettable night of their lives. A few months have passed. Little Joss has brought light into Beto and Diana's lives. By now, Diana has also completed her new book, titled Madres. At the end of the movie, several government documents related to this true story are shown. During the period from 1970 to 1999, historic political and social changes swept through the United States. At that time, due to the eugenics movement, the government forcibly sterilized nearly 64,000 immigrant women and men. It was nothing more than a racist agenda pushed by those in power, through which they stripped away the reproductive rights of immigrants. In 1975, a large group of Mexican immigrant women filed a lawsuit against several prominent hospitals in Los Angeles. Their claim was that they were illegally sterilized by force or while under sedation. But no one listened to their plea. In 2020, the sterilization process was again uncovered at a Georgia ICE detention center, where their reproductive organs were being removed without any medical justification. Many of them are still waiting for justice. Let us know what you thought about the video in the comments. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and share it with your friends.